What's good, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine for those of you that are new here, and today we have a makeup tutorial. So I went out and bought some makeup products and I will be doing just like a first time review of what I think about these products. So these items are not necessarily like new to the market, but they're just like new makeup that I purchased, if that makes sense. Some of these things I bought from Ulta, as I was telling you guys, CVS, and then some items are actually from TJ Maxx, so that's why some of these items you might be like, that's kind of old or something like that. Well, it's just because I found it at TJ Maxx, so I was like, you know what, let me do a first time review. I already went ahead, as always. I usually prime my face before I start filming just so it has time to sit. So I already went ahead and primed my face, but let me go ahead and show you guys the primer I used. The primer that I used is the Bobbi Brown, and this is the Vitamin Enriched Face Base. Yeah, here it goes. And I don't know if I had talked to you guys about this primer, but this primer is so freaking good. It is a little bit on the pricier side, not gonna lie. I honestly think this is probably the priciest I've ever bought in a primer. But I mean, you get a lot of product, and I bought it at the cosmetic store. I think the cosmetic store. Yeah, I think that's what that store is called. That's where I bought it, so it was a little bit more on the affordable, but you get a lot of products, so I feel like it is worth it. But so far I have been loving this. I'm very picky with my primers because I have fairly oily skin, so I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, but I actually do like it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me go ahead and put some balm on my lips right now because my lips have just been so dry. I think it's because of the weather, but I just have this Aquaphor lip repair. Nothing super fancy, you know, but is it just me, or like has everybody been like raving about Aquaphor lately? Like they've been like, girls even carry like these big old jumbo sticks. I'm like, what is all the rave about Aquaphor? Like I do like Aquaphor, but then again, I'd be saying that, I'll be like, oh, I don't get the rave. And then I'd be like raving about it. Like I didn't get the rave about these babies, the Stanleys. I was like, everyone with their freaking Stanleys. And then I got one and I'm like fucking obsessed. It's like literally carry it everywhere and I love it so much. And she's beautiful. But let's go ahead and get into it. I am gonna start with my brows. That's the order I like to go. These products aren't new. I'm just gonna show them to you. So for the brows, the eyebrow pencil that I'm gonna use is this Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Micro Brow Pencil. And then for the brow gel that I'm going to put on top of that, I'm gonna use the Wet n Wild Brow Shaping Gel. But I feel like every time I film a freaking makeup tutorial, I'm like, oh, I gotta get my eyebrows done. And I really do. Like I haven't gotten them threaded in so long. There goes my beautiful refri being loud as hell. But this is literally, I've been using the L'Oreal brow pencil for the longest time. So the fact that I'm actually using a different eyebrow pencil is shocking. And this one's not bad. This one's just, I don't know, I'm just so used to that eyebrow pencil that I like it so much more. But this is not bad either. I feel like this eyebrow pencil is a lot, like, the color's a lot darker, so I feel like it definitely makes my eyebrows look way darker too. Okay, so this is what they look like. I've been using this, like I was telling you guys, this Wet n Wild brow gel. It's not a huge amount of hold, but it's good for like just everyday like look. So I don't mind it if it's just like an everyday simple look, but it's not my favorite if it's like a very, you know, if I'm going out and about. Right now I'm literally just doing my makeup to film a YouTube video, and then I'm gonna take it off. Put in the comments below if you guys know of some good, like, I don't know if y'all remember, like, you know those jar concealers that everyone used to use to carve out their brows? Okay, where have those gone? Because I can't find one anymore. I don't know about online, I haven't really searched online, but I can't find one. Like if I go to like Ulta or Sephora, I think maybe NARS might have one, maybe. I haven't checked, but I can't find a jar concealer anymore, and I love you doing those to carve my brows. Like I'm starting to carve my brows again, and I was like, why did I stop carving my brows? Because this is such a vibe. But I can't find one. So comment below if there's a jar concealer that you use and you really like. Let me know, because I want to like start like using it again. But in the meantime, I have this concealer that I didn't really like the way it sets under my eyes, so then I started using it to carve my eyebrows. So I've been using this Wet n Wild Mega Last Incognito All Day Full Coverage Concealer. And yeah, this one I just honestly use it like under my brow just to carve it, and almost like an eyeshadow primer, I guess. But I don't know why this says that it doesn't crease. I think it even says on here, like, I'm like, I don't even know why y'all out here lying, because this does crease, or maybe my eyelids are too oily. I don't know. And then I like to set it a little bit because I feel like I was telling you guys, it does crease. So what I'm gonna set it with is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Banana. I've been actually really liking this to set, and what I do to set this is I just grab one of my little like powder puffs. Dude, I love these freaking powder puff things. They're so convenient and they're so affordable and you can literally get them anywhere. Like I just bought like a big like pack at DD's Discount. Dude, people be sleeping on DD's Discount. DD's Discount has so much good stuff, dude. But I bought like powder puffs there. I got some tweezers. Tweezers are like, any beauty products are really good. Oh, and I got some eye brushes. There's like more, I can't find them, but there's just some. I got like a whole brush set. I got rid of some that I didn't really use, but like I still have quite a few. So we did that. I always like to do my eyes. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with the eyes. I did actually, from the new products that I am testing, I did actually get a new brush that I wanted to show you guys. So I got this Sigma medium tapered blending eye brush, and this is in E49. I don't know if you guys remember, but like there was a point where like in YouTube, like back in the days, like everyone would like rave about Sigma. Like everyone love Sigma. I'm not gonna use it yet because I'm not gonna blend yet, but I'm gonna use this right now in a bit. But I was excited because it used to be expensive and I got this for a pretty good deal. It was like less than 10 bucks. So okay, I'm gonna use the Carli Bybel BH Cosmetics palette. This is the deluxe edition 21 color eyeshadow and highlighter palette from BH Cosmetics. Don't come at me. I know it's super old, but I fucking love it. And I literally cannot get rid of it because the colors are beautiful and I just love it so much. So yeah. I mean, I'm just using it on myself, so it is what it is. But I'm gonna go in with like the cream color. It's almost like a translucent. I'm honestly hitting like pan on it, so I just always like to set with like a very light color. So yeah, I think I want to do a little bit of like maybe this color. It's like kind of like a sunset color, and I always like to put it like all over the crease with that color, and then tap my usual. Okay, this is one of the brushes that I got from DD's Discount. It makes me sad when like my makeup actually comes out really good and then I'm not going anywhere, and then when I'm going somewhere my makeup looks like trash. Also, comment below how cold it is right now where y'all live, because I mean, I know here in California we complain about it being cold and other people in other places are like, girl, bye, it's not even that cold. But it's feeling chilly over here. Like that's why I'm wearing this like little like teddy bear like fleece like that, because I just be feeling like it's freaking cold, bro. Okay, cool. That looks great. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna do a little bit. Is this my crease brush? You know, one thing I do appreciate about this Sigma one is that it says what it's for, because as a beginner like me, I'm like, what's this brush for? Like this one says it's for blending. This one, like the Morphe ones, they just say the number and I'm like, bro, what is this for? So I think this is for a crease. It's the Morphe M321. I already had this one, but I'm gonna go in with a little bit of a darker color, and I'm gonna put this on my outer corner. Yo, I can't even see the pigment in that. That was way too much. Ooh, that fallout on that, Jesus Christ. What am I doing? What am I doing? Let me see. I don't even feel like it's not showing up as dark as I wanted to, but I think I have to pat more color into it. Oh, there we go. I think I was patting it right. And then I'm gonna go in with the blending with the Sigma one to blend it out. I don't know why I'm always like opening my mouth when I'm doing my makeup. Where's the habit? Okay, I do like the way it blends. Like off of first impressions, I feel like it blends pretty nicely. Usually what happens is I will use the eye. Okay, so I just did kind of like a darker like brown smoky eye. Honestly, one of the usuals that I do when I do, because this is just kind of the eye look that I like to do. I haven't used this palette in a hot minute, to be honest. It's just kind of been, I have a lot of makeup that I need to like use because I've just been letting it sit there, and I'm like, girl, you need to use this. I like that setting spray, but it's sometimes that freaking smell is a little too strong. All right, let's put a little bit more glitter. Yeah, that's why I always recommend spraying your brush before you put glitter, because it just glides on so much nicer, to be honest. And it gives that like nice metallic-y look. And I don't know if this is true, I feel like it doesn't cause as much fallout. I mean, it also depends on the shadow too. Like if you have a really crappy like eyeshadow, some shadows just have really bad fallout, especially with glittery ones. I feel like it's hard sometimes to find good glitters that don't have crazy amount of fallout. Let's blend this a little bit out here so it doesn't create any crazy looking lines. That looks so pretty. Okay, I love that. Okay, cute. So that was that. We're next gonna go ahead and go into foundation. So I actually did get a new foundation that I wanted to show you guys. I got the Maybelline Super Stay 24-hour skin tint. So this is new, and I got it in the color 120. I don't know. So I was actually really excited to try this because I had heard a lot of things. I had like seen a lot of reviews on it, or like try-ons on TikTok. So I'm really excited. I love this like I love these type of, anything with a pump or like a dropper like this. Love, love, love. It reminds me of, I don't know if you guys remember those Cover FX drops, but those were really, really good, like really full coverage at one point. So I love this. I don't know if this is gonna be my exact match, but we'll see. And let's see, I don't know how much I put in the dropper, so I have no idea if that was a lot, a little bit. You know what, let's just go ahead and do that for now. I think I'm gonna apply it with a, I don't know if I should apply it with a sponge or, let's do a sponge. Let's do my e.l.f. sponge and see how it looks. Ooh, yeah, I am like, I need way more than that. I'm like a very full coverage type of girl, so I don't know if y'all can see how much I put, but I need a lot. Okay, so me un poquito. I kind of put a little too much, but let me move my hair right now. Okay, the first, like, okay, let's finish seeing how it looks on the face. But so far, I'm liking the finish on it. I feel like it's pretty good coverage. I like this. Me gusta. And I like how it looks like your skin. Well, I think that's the point. I don't remember if people said that this was full cover, or if it was good for oily people or not. That's a big thing whenever I get foundations is, are they gonna be good for my oily skin? Yeah, next time I try this foundation, I'm also gonna try applying it with a brush. I go in between. Sometimes I like applying things with a brush, sometimes I sponge. I think it honestly just depends on the foundation. But you know you have a good foundation when you can blend it out with a sponge and a brush and it looks great both ways. I don't like that, the fact that they're like almost $20, but it is what it is. Next, we're gonna go ahead and I don't have a new concealer, so we're just gonna use what I typically use, the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Satin Finish. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and then I'm gonna go ahead and let it sit a little bit, and my camera's overheating, so what I'll go ahead and do is blend it out, and then I'll come back once my camera has had a little break. Okay, so I'm back, guys. As you guys can see, I blended out the concealer because I didn't want it creasing and the camera was overheating. But I totally forgot that I had gotten this new product that I wanted to show you guys and test it out. I got this Real Techniques Miracle 2-in-1 powder puff, and one side is powder and the other side is liquid. I literally love, love, love Real Techniques. Like, their sponge is one of my faves. So I wish I would have left the concealer on so I could have used this orange side to give you guys a better review. But I had to blend the concealer out. So I'll have to keep trying this to let you guys know on the orange side how well it works to blend things out. But I am gonna go ahead and use the powder puff side. Oh, okay, cool. And I was thinking, because I was like, how am I gonna use the powder puff with the band? But the band is actually reversible. So see how the band was on the other side? Like, you can just, that's so sick. So I can reverse it, and now I can use the powder puff side to show you guys. For the setting powder, I'm gonna use that Wet n Wild setting powder that I showed you guys earlier. I'm gonna use that under my eyes. I will say it's a little bit different to use. It feels a little weird just because it does have the orange side on the side, so it's a lot heavier than your regular powder puff. But so far I like it. It's just really big. Okay, so there we go. Let's go ahead and move on to the next part of the face. I usually do my cream contour with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. And what I've been doing, because I feel like it's a little drying, I kind of spray some setting spray in it just so it like does a nice like creamier blend. And let me actually get my hair out of my face because it's kind of hard to see. I'm only going to do a simple contour like on the cheekbones, like right here, instead of doing the full face, just because I don't want my camera to overheat again. Once I have it there, then I usually go in and blend with the same brush. And I've been doing this like when I want to have a little bit more of a not natural, but like I want things to look a lot more seamless. I'll contour with just cream stuff, and I won't go in. I'll just go in with a translucent powder, and it looks a lot more like just seamless on the skin. And you can do a lot more contouring if you want. I'm just, like I was telling you guys, I'm not really going anywhere after this, so. Okay, then I always like to go in with like a buffer brush and just kind of blend it out a little bit just to make sure it's fully blended. Okay, what are we going to do next? Ya se me olvidó, ya se me está yendo la onda. That's what happens cuando te pones ya ruquita, se te va la onda como a mí. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my blush. So I found this Wet n Wild Complexion Trio. It has 2 blushes and a highlighter. And this was from like the limited edition, like the collab with like Sesame Street. I do remember seeing this collab and I wanted to get it, but then I just didn't. They be coming out with a lot of collabs and it's just hard to keep up sometimes, but I do be liking some good collabs. So this is what it looks like. two really pretty blushes and then a highlighter. I have actually a highlighter that I want to try, so I'm not going to use this highlighter, but let's go ahead and swatch the highlighter. Okay, first thought, the highlighter is really creamy when you swatch it. Like it feels not creamy, buttery. Okay, I don't know, maybe on the skin it's gonna look a lot better. You can't really see it, I feel. Let's do this. Let's use that highlighter to do the inner corners of my eyes so that we can still see how good it looks. Let's use this one. Okay, I'm not gonna spray anything on it so we can see how it looks. Okay, the pigment's not really there. I don't know if you can see, but it's not really there. Let's go ahead and spray some setting spray on it. And then let's now apply the highlighter. Okay, once you get some setting spray, it's a lot more pigmented, but it's still not that great. I will say that the highlighter does look a little like it has a lot of fallout. Oh wait, actually right here it looks pretty. Okay, yeah, some highlighters are like, I might not use this necessarily as a highlighter, but I think I'll use this. That's what I usually do with my highlighters. I don't really like how they look on like my face. Then I'll use them like on the cheekbone. I'll use them for like eyeshadow look. So I went ahead and just did it on the inner part of my eye. It doesn't look bad. So let's go ahead and do the blushes though. Let me swatch these blushes. So this is the middle swatch, the middle blush. Okay, this one's like really pink. It's feeling a little chalk. They're like buttery, but they also, I don't know how to explain it. So that one's, okay, they're feeling buttery. And then this is the second one. They look pretty pigmented. I'm more of like, I don't really like a bubblegum pink, but sometimes I will use a bubblegum pink, but I tend to gravitate towards more shades like these, more natural shades like that. So let's go ahead and use that one. Oh, I forgot. Sorry, my brain's going crazy. I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzer contour, just powder with my Too Faced chocolate one. So sometimes I won't do this. Like sometimes I'll just do the cream, but right now I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. Okay. Cool beans. All right, let's go ahead and do the blush now. Let's see how, I am seeing a lot of fallout so far on it. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see it. I feel like it gives a nice little glow. Nothing crazy, nothing wow, really beaming, but I like it. I think for like a simple makeup look, like if you not trying to go too crazy, I think it's a good type of blush. I'm debating whether I should put more of that. No, I think it's fine. I think on the camera, sometimes the camera won't pick up how much makeup it is, but then when you look in person, it's a lot. Okay, next we are gonna go in. I finally got my hands on like, you know, the Physicians Formula like butter collection. I have been wanting to try something from that collection, specifically the bronzer, but I don't know why I just haven't gotten to buying the bronzer, but I finally got my hands on something. So I actually think I got this at like Marshall's or something like that. Yeah, I got this Physicians Formula butter highlighter, and this is in the color Rose Gold. So super excited about this. I mainly heard amazing things about the bronzer, but ooh, okay, this is really shimmery and in a really big container. Oh my god, it is. Okay, I thought the Wet n Wild ones were buttery, but this, bruh, it literally feels like butter. They weren't lying. Oh my god. Okay, see how, I don't know, hopefully you can see it. Maybe you can't pick it up. I feel like it's hard to pick it up, but it's so buttery. It looks pigmented, so we'll see. I have actually also a new highlighter brush that I want to try. This is actually a brush from Zoeva. It's Zoeva. I don't know how you pronounce it. It's Zoeva. And these brushes, I know these brushes were like, they have like a bunch of brush sets. I actually found this at Marshall's and they had pretty affordable brushes. So, and I needed a new highlighter brush. So this is the Luxe Power Fusion in the 134. So some people like to use a little fan. I like to use these types of brushes for my highlighter. Let's see. Oh my god. This is actually so pretty. I don't know if hopefully you guys can see how pretty that is. I like my highlighter typically to be a little bit lighter. This is kind of really gold-ish in my opinion. But let's see, let's blend it like this way. I typically like my highlighters to be a lot more like on the, more of like a lighter, like opal color, or I don't know how I feel about like, not like so much of a rose gold, but this was the only one they had, so this is why I got this color. I don't know, hopefully you guys can see how beaming it is. It's really pretty. It's just more on the rose gold side. I will say this brush, I don't know if this brush is good for highlighter application. I feel like the brush is not really doing the highlighter justice, but I typically like to go for lighter colors, so I think I want to try this maybe in a lighter color. But I do like the formulation, really nice. Okay, and then just setting spray, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my usual, the e.l.f. Stay All Night Micro Fine Mist spray, this one. I usually put on my highlighter after I put setting spray, but for the sake of time, so that the camera doesn't overheat, I'm crunching here, so yeah. I will say I've been using this spray for a while, and I do like it, but one thing I do not like, the scent is a little too powerful for me. This is the LA Girl, I think, Perfect Precision Lip Liner in the color Bear. I think that's what it says, because, yeah, in the color Bear. This is new. I don't know if I've tried these lip liners before or not, but I have tried a couple of products from LA Girl and they're actually really good. Oh, this color is so pretty. It's like a nice like skin color, like flesh, like mauve. I think this will look beautiful with my Summer Fridays lip balm. Y'all know I love that freaking lip balm. The minute I found and literally got my hands on that lip balm, I haven't used like my Fenty glosses as much, which a little sad, but okay, I like it. It's not really super creamy, but I really do like pencil liners better. I feel like they really get in there more than like the gel lip liners and stuff like that. So it's not really creamy, but I'm kind of used to that. I just feel like they just get in there better in terms of precision. But then I have been wanting to really try this, and finally I'm getting my hands on these lip oils. Y'all know lip oils are all the rave right now, but I got my hands on the Milani lip oil. This is the Fruit Fetish Honey Fig. I am really hoping that this smells like fig, because I don't know if I've ever said this, but I love figs. Like, I'm one of those people that I really love figs. I love them so much, so hopefully it smells like fig. I wouldn't necessarily say that it smells like fig, but it does smell good, I will say that. Okay, so this is more of like a brownie color, so let's see. But it's a lip oil, so remember it's not gonna be as pigmented, so let's see how it looks. It smells so good though. It doesn't smell like figs, but it does smell good. Okay, I feel like this is, it's not super glossy, but, or let me see more. Okay, it's not as pigmented. You know, lip oils are not super pigmented. It just kind of depends. But I do like the fact that like, it kind of gives a little bit of a resemblance to my Summer Fridays. Or Summer Fridays or Summer Mondays. Fuck, I need to remember the name of that brand. Summer Fridays. I think it's Summer Fridays. I don't know. But y'all know what I'm talking about. That lip balm that everyone's raving about. It literally gives a little bit of the same hint color, because it's like a little bit of a brown mauve color. Not the same exact, but I do like this. And obviously this is a lot more affordable than that one. But I'm still gonna obviously use my other like Summer Fridays or Summer Mondays. Last but not least, the last new product that I have is this Winkable mascara. And this says it's to lift, lengthen. And this is actually a vegan mascara. Oh, and this is from the brand Aloette. Girl, bye. I was about to say elote. You know, my ass is hungry. It's spelled A-L-O-E-T-T-E. So I don't know how you say that. So yeah, okay, first thing is it has a pretty big wand. So I'm a ride or die for my Essence, the mascara in the green tube. So it's really hard for me to find a mascara that's really gonna top that, but we'll see. Okay, I don't know. It seems like it's definitely not darkening as much as I would like it to. I don't know if this is getting dry or what's the deal, but I mean, brand new packaging, so it shouldn't be getting that dry. What is going on? The mascara is not mascaring. Okay, I'm definitely not feeling like this is lengthening a lot of my eyelashes or really darkening. I feel like it's not doing much. Like, you can barely see my eyelashes, I feel like. I'm not even gonna keep going because I just feel like it's not really doing much. Just look the same. And it also smells horrendous. Like, I know mascaras probably don't smell good, but this one just smells really chemically. So this is the final look. I mean, it's typical of my types of like makeup looks that I like to do, just a very like warm look, cozy, just nothing too crazy with the eyeshadow and everything like that. But yeah, let me go ahead and do like a speed review on like first impressions on the new products that I tried. Let me just regroup them all. Okay, let's go ahead and do a quick little first impression speed review about the new products that I went ahead and tried. So the first one, remember, was the Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint. I really so far like this. I think that it does give you a nice full coverage. I love the dropper in it, and the skin, like the color that I got seemed to look pretty nicely on my skin. It didn't give me an orangey look so far. So yeah, so far I'm liking this and we'll continue to use this. The next item is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the color Rose Gold. Okay, so first impression, it is definitely very buttery. I know it's called that, but I wasn't imagining for it to be that buttery. It does have a nice pigment. The color, I feel like I like to go for like lighter color highlighters, so I definitely want to try a lighter color, and I definitely want to try more items from this Butter collection, because now that I tried the highlighter, I'm curious to try the bronzer and the blush now. The next item is the Wet n Wild Let's Play Together, this like limited edition Sesame Street collab highlighter. I didn't really like the highlighter too much. I felt like the pigment wasn't all that great, but if you use it with a setting spray on like your brush, it does give you like a little bit more of a nicer pigment. These are pretty pigmented. I actually do like this blush. I'm gonna be trying these a little bit more, so I'll definitely get some use out of it, but wasn't a fave today, at least. Then this one, the Real Techniques like Beauty Blender, like basically like sponge and, sorry, this one, the Real Techniques sponge and powder puff combo. I'll definitely have to try it a little bit more, and I didn't really get to use the sponge, so I'm curious. I want to use this a little bit more. I want to use the sponge a little bit more to see how it really works to blend out concealer. And then the powder puff I did like. I just feel like it's a little heavy, but I gotta get a little bit more use out of this. And then the next item, the Sigma Medium Tapered Blending E49 brush. I actually did like this. I love, like I was telling you guys, I love getting new eye brushes just to do, so I really like that. And then I got the Zoeva Luxe Powder Fusion in 134. I didn't really like this to put on my highlighter, so I'm gonna use it a couple more times with different products and see what I like it better for. And then the lip liner from LA Girl, really like this. It's not super creamy, but I do really love pencil lip liners, so I'm excited to get this more use. And the Milani lip oil in Honey Fig, love this. I love the smell of it, and although it doesn't smell like figs, I do really like the smell of it, and I like just the color that it gave off on my lips, really pretty. And the L for the video, unfortunately, was the Winkable mascara. I just didn't feel like it really did much for my lashes. I don't feel like it lengthened them, nor did I feel like the color, like volume or anything like that. So unfortunately, this was just not a vibe. It seemed really dry, so we'll use it a couple more times, but it really wasn't a win. So yeah, guys, that comes to the final part of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget, guys, to go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button at the bottom if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye, guys.